Pastor Brian Jones of Sylacauga's First Assembly joining us this morning. Brian, good morning to you, sir.
Good morning.
Good to have you with us today. What's going on at Sylacauga's First Assembly?
Oh, we got a lot going on, and church is growing, and just love being there. And God's doing some great things at Sylacauga First.
Now, a big event coming up Sunday, too, that we want to talk about, and this is something a little bit different.
Yeah, this is unique. This is different. The People of the Cross is the name of the ministry. They are from Pace Assembly of God in Florida, and what they have done is several years ago, the leadership had a burden for the persecuted church. And so they have this exhibit that's being pulled by an 18-wheeler trailer. They have went on the inside of this truck, and they have built, I want to say it's more like a museum. When you walk into the front doors, there's entrance and the exit, and you walk in, and it tells the story from Stephen, the very first martyr in the book of Acts, and it walks through from generation to generation, and it tells the story about all those that have been persecuted. It goes through the Holocaust, even up to present day ISIS, and it's real. Its contents, it's real graphic. It shows pictures. It really cuts down. It gets to the very heart of the matter. We have so long in the church, we have forgotten about our brothers and sisters that are overseas, that it's illegal in many countries to profess Jesus Christ. And so there's a lot of persecution going around. So the purpose of this exhibit coming is to bring awareness, to open up the eyes of us here in the States about what our brothers and sisters are going through overseas.
What about the times for the viewing of this and going through it?
It begins Sunday at 9:45 up to 11, and then after service it will be open from 12 to 2:30. And so it's free. It doesn't cost you anything. Love for you to stop by and just check it out, and just let it touch your heart and open up your eyes to what the church in other countries are going through.
How do parents and grandparents measure the sensitivity of children and grandchildren for an event like this?
Well, I went through it about a year ago, and it really opened up my eyes to what's going on. So children, maybe the parents should walk through first and just kind of take a look at it. Your children more than I would, and so you just kind of gauge it by that. But young children, it's something they probably could not handle because of the content of the graphics and the pictures. And so just walk through and check it out before you would allow your children to walk through it.
That's a long time ago since Stephen.
It's been a long time, and there's been some reports, that last year 90,000 Christians around the world were martyred. That's one in every 6 minutes.
What does martyrdom mean for people who may not know?
It's someone, just in basic layman terms, it's someone who stands up for their belief in Jesus Christ, and they're willing to die for Him. They're willing to give their life for Him, take a bullet, have their head cut off. It's just standing up for Christ and dying for Him. Revelation says we're overcomers by the blood of the Lamb, the word of our testimonies, and not loving our lives unto death. And so that's what it means to be a martyr, is to die for Christ.
Now, you read stories every day.
Every day.
About it in other countries. Yes. I mean, numerous times.
Yes. I was reading a story just the other day about a pastor in China, and his name was Pastor Han, and he was set up a church right on the North Korean border. North Korea is a restricted area, and so his church was right on the border, and people would sneak across into China, and China itself is very restricted too. They have a little bit more freedom than North Korea, but they would come across the border, and he would feed them, he would clothe them, and he would lead them to Christ. And the North Koreans, caught wind of this, and they sent some people over the border, and they captured him, and they ended up stabbing him to death and killing him. And he left behind a wife and a son and a daughter, and he was 49 years old. Stories like that you're not going to hear.
Why, Pastor, are men and women, boys and girls alike, willing to pay that type of price for their beliefs?
Well, when Jesus Christ comes into your heart and He loves you the way that only He can love you. He can love you. His love is so great, is so rich, and once you experience that love, not even death can take it away, and you're willing to die, for it. I mean, look at the disciples. 10 of the 12, tradition says that they gave their lives for Christ. Peter was crucified upside down, and so they were willing to die because it's the power of the love of Jesus Christ that, it means so much.
Now, ISIS is what we hear of a lot now. This group of people are killing, slaughtering believers, Christians, and we know nothing of this sort. And God forbid we ever will in this country.
Yes, it's happening all the time. Pakistan, Afghanistan, 99% Islam, and there's very few. Iraq is like 95% Islam, and so those countries are shut to the gospel, and Islam is your mainstream media, and so it's very hard for us to get people over there. And so I would just encourage people, we can't go, but we can pray, and we can lift up, our brothers and sisters in those countries, because they need to hear. They need to hear the message.
Pastor Brian Jones, Sylacauga's First Assembly, our guest. Special event Sunday, the People of the Cross. It's a walk-through exhibit. It's an 18-wheeler, and you said you saw it, last year?
I saw it last year. Saw it 2 times last year, and both times I walked through, it really just, it gripped my heart, opened my eyes, to the reality of what is going on around the world with Christians.
Does it kind of, take you back a little bit to the history of our world as well? It looks like it might be an historical kind of visit for some people.
Yeah, I mean, you walk in and you'll see a picture of Stephen and then the 10 disciples that gave their life for Christ, and it kind of walks through Nero when he persecuted Christians in the Roman Colosseum as lions. They used Christians, as bait for entertainment, as lions would devour Christians, and Nero would use, Christians as fuel as they burned them on stakes at night as a joke. But so many people have suffered, and it just walks through the Holocaust, with Hitler and how he just went through that country and just to genocide the Jews, and up to present day ISIS and what they are doing in Syria, Iraq, Iran, Afghanistan.
Now, is this an exhibit that's going to have a moderator, or are you just walking through and looking at the exhibits?
Well, it's you just walk through. There will be some music playing. Mm-hmm. There's some a couple videos, and you just walk through at your own pace. There's no one will guide you and walk you through it.
And it's Sunday morning from 9:45 until 11, and then after the service from 12:30 until 2:30, absolutely free. And you can call the church at 256-249-2461 or Facebook or online at sfachurch.com. The People of the Cross from Pace Assembly in Florida, and that's one of the moving churches in the Assemblies of God.
Yes, a very great church. A lot of great things happening at that church, and so they have done a great job with this exhibit, which has traveled all across the Southeast, bringing awareness of the persecuted church.
Finally, Pastor Brian, a couple of minutes left. Explain to us, share with us, for people who may be looking for a church home, what's so special about Sylacauga's First Assembly?
Well, what's special about our church to me is this. Of course, there are many churches in our area, many great pastors, that you could go to. But if you'd like to give us a visit, our mission is to love God, love people, and to send people, to train people, and to release people. But what makes us special is we really love and accept the working of the Holy Spirit. He is in our services, and we let Him do whatever He wants to do. We're very sensitive to Him. He's the reason we're here. He's the one that highlights Jesus and makes Him known to the world. And so he's respected, he's loved, and we love Jesus, and we preach the cross. You know, we don't hide anything, we don't sugarcoat it, and we just got some great people, great leadership, great staff, and we just want to love on people, and we want to show them Jesus.
Now, are there children's ministries and music ministries and that kind of thing too there?
Yes, we have a great children and youth pastor. Pastor Chris Cook has been with us about 9 months. He is doing a great job, and our children's ministry is going great. And our youth, actually our youth will be doing drama this Sunday, and it's going to be centered around the persecuted church. And so great ministries, great youth program, great youth children's department. And we love children, love youth, and love to have you.
Now, you've been there almost 2 years now. How have you found Sylacauga?
Well, Sylacauga is great. Of course, I was born and raised in Columbiana, Alabama, so just across the river. So moving from Demopolis to here is almost, it feels more like home. We're back home where we belong, and I believe God has planted us here, and we're excited to be here.
And services weekly or what times?
Sunday school 9:45. Main service starts at 10:45, and our Wednesday night Bible study is at 7 o'clock, and we have programs for youth and for children at all services.
All right, Pastor Brian Jones, Senior Minister at Sylacauga's First Assembly, this Sunday, the People of the Cross. It's a walk-through exhibit that highlights the history of Christian martyrs, starting from the first biblical martyr Stephen to the current day Christian Holocaust martyrs. That's Sunday morning, 9:45 till 11, and then in the afternoon from 12:30 until 2:30, absolutely free. For more information, you can call the church 256-249-2461. Pastor Brian, always a pleasure, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Pastor Brian Jones, Senior Pastor of Sylacauga's First Assembly.